Hi everyone! I found a very interesting video online called 1 year of learning game development in 6 minutes. And I just wanted to do my commentary on this as well. I've been in game development for over 15 years or so. I mean, mostly just as a hobby and fiddling around, but for past few years, me and some of my partners, we are thinking about this as a business. We're building a business, so I just want to, understand what this video is all about and kind of see if experience of this person is aligned with what we experienced as well. So without further ado, let's watch it and see.
I spent almost 1 year learning game development with no prior experience, and here is the entire progress in 6 minutes.
Interesting. So this person is saying, I've spent 1 year learning game development. But game development, in my point of view, is a very broad term, actually. You can be learning programming, you can be learning how to write a physics engine, you can learn sound design for games, you can learn animations, modeling, UX, UI, game design in terms of, just writing documentation, writing out some concepts and ideas. So I'm wondering what this person was focusing on for a year that he mentions.
Here I should tell you a story about how I always wanted to make games, and I always loved to bring stories to life. But it's not like that. I was just very bored or very drunk when I came across a random video about Unity on YouTube, and I thought, hey, that could kill some time.
Very interesting. I mean, a lot of things that happen in life are just, by chance. Basically, it's pure luck that at that moment in time you decided that that's what you want to pursue, and you thought about the path forward, basically. So it's nice.
The first time I opened up Unity, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know a single thing about making games, so I went where all lost souls go: Brachy's YouTube channel.
Yeah, Brachys is awesome. I mean, a lot of stuff that we did, especially in the earlier days, we would just watch the tutorial, copy paste the code, see how it's working. So this is a very good jump start for anybody who is learning game development. Follow Brachys. I don't think he's doing videos anymore, but there is definitely a great database of his content that you should take a look at.
Copying some code line to line from
Yep,
it, I made a
there
black square
it goes.
flashlight that can destroy these enemies when you point the light at them. And oh boy, was I hooked? No, I was like, okay, this sucks. Right stuff, and there are way too many things I would need to learn if I wanted to make games, and none of this makes sense to me, so bye. After several months, my friend who is a programmer and I were playing Among Us, and we thought we should make a hide-and-seek standalone multiplayer game similar.
Aren't we all? We also thought about making something like this, but, as I said, we're treating this more as a business, so we couldn't justify a business case of building something like that because there were already so many clones on the market. But that's interesting.
Dude, a great choice for the first game. I worked on game assets and he did the code, but I think we weren't too invested in the project after the first day because we didn't really make much. You could join a lobby, get a cute animal or a killer, hide in bushes and stuff. Game had some animations, but that's it. After losing it,
I mean, for a few days of work, that's an amazing progress, my friend. I don't know, you should not have stopped. If you could, dedicate like 6 months to it, you probably would pull something like a Kickstarter campaign, make some funding from a game like that with, the characters are very cute, nice drawings. I mean, this game definitely had some potential.
I gave up on the game development for the second time. In late May, I was very bored or very drunk and decided I want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe that could kill some time, but what my videos should be about? That's right, making video games. So I started working on 2D hack and slash sort of game. Again, I watched a lot of tutorials, but this time I tried to actually understand how it works and why it works the way it does. I remember going to bed and watching.
Yeah, that's like going one layer deeper in terms of understanding. You know, sometimes you just copy paste code and you're kind of progressing like this, or you're buying an asset and just, you know, doing some reskin. But sometimes it's nice to take a step back, understand how certain things are working, how they're operating, where you can, you know, improve performance and things like that. Oh, it's nice.
Watching some guy writing code for God knows what till like 4 AM. I remember when I coded my first enemy behavior without following any tutorials. I was like, wow, I really learned something, didn't I? Take that, teachers that said I'm not capable of learning. I chose pixel art and a simple color palette because I knew if it takes too much work, I may quit again. The fact that I had a purpose to actually finish a game, which was making a video about it, helped me tremendously. Finished game had wave spawner, different enemies with their own unique animations and attacks, and the player felt pretty snappy. As the first game I
mean, just from the art style, I'm loving the art style of this platformer. So it's pretty nice, decent job.
Rated 6 out of 10. With new confidence in my skills, I thought I should make something harder and more unique for my second game, which led me to make my worst game to this day, my voice-controlled game.
Using tile palette, I painted entire level.
What makes it worse? The game feels extremely unresponsive, the story is poorly thought out and insensitive, and the gameplay is just not fun, nor is it unique. My pixel art got better, the game had actual colors in it. The code though was
as long as you're learning, you're good.
a complete mess. Everything was entangled together. I was using singleton pattern everywhere because I thought it's so handy to reach anything from anywhere. I was wrong, and now I hate anything from
let's see what is going on here. Let me remember my coding days.
Anyway, I was wrong, and now I hate singletons. As a second game,
you don't need to hate singletons. You can actually make a pretty good use of singletons, especially for fast development and developing fast projects.
1 out of 10. Okay, it had cool walk animation, 1.5 out of 10. I had 2 games running on PC and decided to try making a mobile game next. After several failed prototypes, I came up with an idea for the tower building platformer type of game. I wasn't really focused on making a lot of features or a super exciting game. I wanted to learn new things and see how those things work. And I did. I learned how inputs work on different platforms, how to implement.
That was actually an amazing project.
Even though I would do them completely differently now, they worked at the time. I also experimented a bit with particle system and was really surprised of just how much can it do. Speaking about surprises, I learned how to put ads in your game and wait, how much has it actually made me? Wow. It's my first mobile game. 3 out of 10.
Yeah, we integrated Unity ads as well into some of our games, and you know, like the year passes and then you see, you know, your balance is like $5 and you're like, you know, not a lot of money, 100%.
Worse. So far I was making only 2D games, and it was time to change that. I remember playing Swords and Sandals as a kid and decided to make something similar in 3D. I had no experience with modeling, so I watched some videos of this guy and got an idea how to work with Blender fairly quick. Since I am not terrible at drawing, I sort of knew how most things should look in 3D. A way harder concept for me to grasp was different textures, materials and shaders and how they work together. But I learned a thing or two about them and even made some of my own. When I was making a world for the game, I didn't use Unity's terrain tool so I could keep a low poly look, which now looking back was just dumb. I had to plant each tree, rock or grass individually, and it was a nightmare. It was also the first time I encountered low FPS in my game, so I did a lot of reading on how to optimize your games. Of course it doesn't mean I used the stuff I learned.
Yeah, it's all about how you model as well. For modeling, you gotta, you know, keep in mind the number of vertices that are used for your models, and you know, you optimize from basically even before you put on your level.
But hey, at least I knew how to do it if I ever wanted to. Then I started learning about inverse kinematics and made this cool thing where NPC looks at you when you get close. I also made some adjustments so the player can stand firmly on the ground.
Very cool.
I got way better at making particle systems and visual effects, and of course fell in love with post-processing, especially Bloom.
How long did it take for you to develop this?
Everybody loves Bloom. So, to summarize, I learned a lot. The finished game has a shop system, changeable equipment, pretty fun fights, an epic boss battle, and a lot of other stuff. So as my first 3D game, 7 out of 10. And we move on to my last game so far. A game I made for Bracky's Game Jam. It's a
And 4 games in a year, but it's a pretty good result.
short puzzle kind of game with these weird puzzles and non-Euclidean geometry. The main thing I learned here was how to work way faster, which is one of the things I struggle most with. Now I know what you are thinking. The video is called 1 year of learning game development, but I only took you through 10 months. Well, you see, that's because I can see the future. And I can tell you that next time I will make a game using Microsoft Paint. And for the game after that, I'm gonna make a League of Legends ripoff and reach Challenger in it. Make sure to
World of Warcraft. Why settle for League?
subscribe so you get notified when I'll do it. To see how I made the game you are seeing right now, click a video right here. This one is 9 out of 10.
I mean, very good job, you know, props to you. 4 games in a year, when just starting fresh. This is an amazing result, honestly speaking. A lot of people, they just shelve their games. They never reach any playable state. Great job. Keep going. I think, you know, you can... I'm still upset that you actually didn't release the game, the hide-and-seek type game. I really like the art assets. So thank you everyone, thank you for watching my video, and I hope my reaction kind of gave you some more tips and tricks. See you soon. Bye everyone.